Are you a small business owner? If so, what is your process of interviewing candidates? If you do not have a process in place, it is important that you get one in place as soon as possible. In order to avoid a discrimination lawsuit, you must be sure that your interview process is simple and legal. For example, be sure you're asking all candidates, for the most part, the same questions. My name is Katie Spadoro, and I'm a SHRM certified HR expert and the founder of Cyber and CYB Human Resources. We provide support to growing businesses that may not be ready to hire in-house HR, but still need to follow the law. This video will review a few great tips on the interview process, which is within the hiring process, and how to put an interview process in place if you're a small business. You can only make a first impression once. Therefore, when an employee comes in for an interview, it is super important they feel comfortable in the situation. This employee is about to make a big decision if you decide to move forward with them. They are going to move into a position at your company for hopefully a long time. This interview is not only you interviewing the candidate, but the candidate evaluating and interviewing you and your company. Let's walk through the general process of hiring a candidate when we're working hand in hand with our clients. First, a standard operating procedure. We draft a standard operating procedure with our clientele to be sure that the steps we are taking are legal, repeatable, and simple. When we are hiring an employee, the interview process is only one small part of the puzzle. However, it does include multiple pieces from other areas of your HR structure. What do you need to keep in mind when interviewing an employee? First, you definitely need a job description, 100% number one. To hire the best candidate for the job, the updated job description must be available for you. Something easy that we regularly do for small business owners is we help them create the job description. Some small business owners sometimes interview with an idea in their head of what they think this position should be. This could prove to be an issue in multiple areas. We have seen business owners accidentally portray the role of a candidate or the role of the position incorrectly to the candidate because it was in his head one way and not written down. This can result in multiple issues, one of those being you hire the candidate and then they have a very hard time adjusting or they quit because the business owner put makeup on a pig and tried to make a basic level data entry position look like something different. Don't do that. It will waste your time, it will waste the candidate's time, it wastes money in the long run. Have an updated job description that draws out exactly what the employee will be doing. That set expectations is huge when hiring a new candidate. We promise it will waste your time or money in the long run to put that makeup on the pig and pretend that the entry-level data job is anything other than an entry-level data job. Of course, if there is room for advancement in the company, we definitely suggest that you let them know that. But again, if you don't see that person moving into any other role within the first year, set expectations and don't let them think otherwise, that they can start in this data entry job and in 2 months they can move into a management role. Second, be completely sure that whoever is performing the interview for the company has been trained on interviewing. For example, your hiring managers know what questions can legally and not legally be asked. Let's review a few of those now. These are a few examples of questions that are not permitted to be asked versus what can be asked instead. What religious holiday do you practice? Employers may want to ask this to see if the lifestyle interferes with work schedules, but the question reveals religious background or the religion that you practice, and that's illegal. Instead, you can ask, are you available to work on Sundays? Another question, do you have children? It is unlawful to deny somebody employment if they have children or if they are planning on having children in the future. If the employer wants to find out how committed you will be to your job, you can ask questions about your work. For example, what hours can you work? Do you have responsibilities other than work that would interfere with the specific job requirements such as traveling? Something like that. What is your nationality? If you have an accent, this may seem like an innocent question, but keep in mind that it's illegal because it involves your national origin. Employers cannot legally inquire about the nationality, but you can ask if you're authorized to work in a certain country. Is English your first language? It is not the employer's lawful right to know if a language is your first language or not. To find out language proficiency, employers can ask, what other languages can you read, speak, or write fluently? Do you have any outstanding debt? Employers have to have permission before asking about your credit history or an employee's credit history. Similar to criminal background history, an employer cannot disqualify candidates from employment unless it directly affects the ability to perform the position they're interviewing for. Furthermore, you cannot ask how well you balance your finances or inquire about owning personal property. Do you socially drink? Employers cannot ask about your drinking habits because it violates the ADA, which is the Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990. For example, if you are a recovering alcoholic, treatment of alcoholism is protected under this act, and you don't have to disclose any disability information before landing an official job offer. How long have you been working? This question allows employers to guess your age. This is unlawful. Similarly, you cannot ask candidates what year you graduated from high school or college, or even your birthday. What you can ask is how long you've been working in a certain industry. Overall, any questions that relate to the following should be avoided: race, color, national origin, religion, sex, gender identity or sexual orientation, pregnancy status, disability, age or genetic information, citizenship, marital status, number of children. If you have any questions on what is allowed when interviewing candidates, or if you would like some assistance covering your bases with a hiring SOP, visit us at cyber.co, reach out. We look forward to speaking with you.